Manchester United 3, Bodø Glimt 2. Ruben Amorim gets his first win as Manchester United head coach and gets 3 points in Europa League. As always, we got a lot to talk about, so here's 5 things we learned in about 5 minutes. Let's go. Number 1, Rasmus Hojlund, for me, man of the match, doing things that you would want your striker to do in this type of system, whether it's holding up the play, whether it's getting in front of goal, whether it's getting in behind the defenders, causing a nuisance, using his physical strength, but also using the ball at his feet. He did it all. And despite that, Ruben Amorim said after the game that Rasmus Hojlund still has a little bit of work to do because he takes too many touches. And I 100% agree. Rasmus Hojlund also came out after the game and said that he likes this system because it's similar to what he was doing at Atalanta. Now, Manchester United, we know, have a goal scoring shortage. So it was nice to see Rasmus Hojlund get 2 goals and an assist. That first goal, I don't know. Maybe he could have got it if the keeper didn't rugby tackle him to the floor. Number 2, I know, I always mention him, but I have to mention him again. For a team that spent millions and millions and millions on players, the fact that the best player that they brought in terms of value for money was 12.8 million in Noussair Mazraoui. The guy can do it all. Such a technical talent, but such a defensive strength as well for Manchester United. He got the assist from a great ball in to Rasmus Hojlund, but I don't think it's just the ball in, it's what he did before that to get the ball in that for me stood out. He picked up the ball, wriggled away from a defender and looked up and put a delivery in immediately. That's what you want players to do. I feel like when I was watching Anthony playing at wing back, he just took too many touches, wasn't getting in any good deliveries. But Noussair Mazraoui, what an absolute player. The guy can do it all, whether it's at right-sided centre-back, whether it's at right-back, left-back, wing-back. A serious talent for Manchester United. And for 12.8 million, Bayern Munich have done an absolute howler selling him for that cheap. Number 3, now, of course, Manchester United conceded 2 goals, so we're not going to really gloss over that, but the Ruben Amorim system, for me, I can definitely start to identify a little glimpse of it during the game. Now, think about the 2 goals that Manchester United conceded, both quite similar. In the first goal, Noussair Mazraoui, the right-sided centre-back, gets tight to his player and there's a heap of space that he's vacated. Now, there's no Anthony there. When you think about the Ipswich game, Amad Diallo was always there, playing as a wing-back. He was there to tuck in for Noussair Mazraoui. However, in this particular one against Bodø Glimt, there was no one there. Obviously, Ruben Amorim is encouraging his centre-backs to get tight to their players. The second goal, for me, I know a lot of people are saying that Tyrell Malacia got dusted. He got put on the burners. One pass from Bodø Glimt's own third, not even their own half, their own third, took the entire team out of the game. But I don't know if you guys remember, but look at this screenshot here. Lisandro Martinez gets so tight, he comes springing out from his position, gets so tight to the player and vacates heaps of space. Now, similar to the first goal where Noussair Mazraoui did it, you would expect wing back to come tight, or you'd expect your DM to drop in. Now, in this particular moment, obviously, Tyrell Malacia cannot get tight or tuck in because he's got his own man to mark and eventually gets left on the burners. Now, congratulations to Tyrell Malacia because this was actually his first game in over 18 months for Manchester United, but he's still got a long way to get back to the standard that he probably was at before. Number 4, Mason Mount. I've said this time and time again. If Mason Mount can stay fit, he will be an absolute asset for Ruben Amorim. The only way that Mason Mount experiences a downfall at Manchester United is if injuries keep him out. We already see the injury problem that Reece James is having at Chelsea. If that kind of situation occurs for Mason Mount, we never really might get the opportunity to see what he can provide. But playing as a second 10 yesterday alongside Garnacho, for me, Mason Mount, that's the kind of positions that you want him in. It's the pressing. I like players that don't require a lot of touches on the ball, and Mason Mount is one of them. He doesn't need to take so many touches and dribble into trouble. 9 times out of 10, I say this all the time, if you take too many touches, you're going to end up falling into trouble. Mason Mount is just such a lovely player to watch, and I really think in a Ruben Amorim system, in those 2 10s, he can definitely be one of those assets. Now, obviously, it depends on where the future is for Bruno Fernandes, if he will be playing in that deeper role. But remember, guys, we haven't even seen Kobbie Mainoo in that system. And last but definitely not least, of course, Ruben Amorim, adaptable. That's what I'm going to say, because in the first half, clearly something was not working in the backline and he switched to a back 4 eventually. Now, of course, rotation is important for these kind of games where Manchester United are playing 2 games every week or 3 games in every 8 days. But Manchester United's head coach identified a problem and changed it by the second half. And I was really appreciative for that, because previous manager Erik ten Hag didn't really adapt in-game tactically. Usually he would just make substitutions, but not really a tactical change. But we saw the tactical change from Ruben Amorim. In build-up, they would switch to a 3-4-3, and in defensive transitions, they would switch to a back four. Now, of course, we got to see Luke Shaw. For me, his future is at left-sided centre-back, whether it's in a back four or a back three. We got to see Anthony at right wing-back. For me, very unimpressive. It was a very depleted performance from him at right wing-back. And we got to see Marcus Rashford in one of the 10s in the second half. Now, let me know your thoughts about what you think about Marcus Rashford in the 10, or do you prefer Mason Mount there? Like I said, Manchester United get another win in Europa League, but this time is the first one under the head coach. I'm liking the signs that I'm seeing under Ruben Amorim, but this team lacks intensity, they lack physicality. The squad that Erik ten Hag left behind for Ruben Amorim is not on level in terms of what he wants to do. So we're going to have to graft for the next couple of months and see the season out. So hopefully Manchester United will back him in the summer transfer window and let him bring in the players that he needs. Be sure to hit the like button, be sure to subscribe if you're new here, and comment down below what you thought of the game.